I thought this was pronounced Gifi, which I could only guess what that was. Apparently it's pronounced Gifi, so I can only guess what that is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Gifi.
You're good at work? Okay, yeah.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Let's begin. So, companies like Foursquare have been creating a lot of excitement because they do an incredible job of allowing us to capture the experiences we have when we go out and have fun in the real world with our friends. So the next question is, what comes after that? That's what we've been thinking a lot about at our company, Venmo. Venmo is a service that makes it really easy and really fun to pay and charge your friends. You get to link a credit card and a bank account to your phone, and that's where the money comes from. We've been in private beta since early 2010, and the types of transactions that we're seeing from our users are sort of these social transactions that seem to fit really well and actually complement the types of interactions that take place on Foursquare. And that's why we're here today. We're here to announce at Disrupt the official launch of a new product that we've built called Gifi. Gifi is an iPhone application that lets people hide real money at real-world locations for their friends to find by checking in through Foursquare. We'll be supporting all location-based services like Facebook Places in the near future, but let's think about this for a second. You get to hide real money at real-world locations for your friends to find by checking in. Can we switch to the projector, please? I'd like to introduce Ayaka, the engineer that created Gifi, and she's going to give us a live demo of how Gifi works.
All right, let's get started. So normally you would first need to connect to Foursquare and Venmo to get started, but I've already done that to save us some time. So here you can see a list of Foursquare locations that are currently around us. So I'm going to select TechCrunch Disrupt since we're here for the occasion. So leave a gift, or give Gifi. So here you will see a list of your Foursquare friends. So you can select more than one recipient. So I'm going to select Cortina and Urkrim since they're here on stage with me today. Now, because I chose more than one recipient, this sort of becomes a game or competition, meaning that the first one to check in will get the gift. All right, now I can choose how much money I want to leave. Let's do $2. Now I can leave a clue with the gift. So this can be as vague or specific as you want it to be. So if you want it to be sort of mean, you can say something like, I left you a gift somewhere in a building. But I'm going to put lots of great products being launched here today. Now I can attach a note to my gift. So this is the message that gets sent to your friend via Venmo when he or she checks in. So I'm going to put, have a can of Red Bull on me while you're here. So you can review your gift, make sure it's perfect, and send. So shortly, Ikram and Cortina should both be notified of their gift. Now, the great thing about Gifi is that your friends don't need to have the application to receive a gift from you. So all they need to do is be Foursquare friends with you, and Venmo is going to handle the rest.
So I just checked into Foursquare because I assume I got her email, and I know where to check in. And I'm expecting her gift any minute now. I'll put it next to the projector so you guys can see the gift come in.
Do you have to have a smartphone?
It's rarely working. I'm kind of adrift slightly.
There you go. Ayaka Nonaka paid me $2 for a Red Bull. What a surprise. As you can imagine, there are tons of fun ways to use Gifi. For example, if your friend is feeling down, you can cheer her up by leaving a Gifi at her favorite coffee shop. If you want to send your employees out for dinner for two at that Sri Lankan restaurant that they've been dying to try out, and you happen to know a little bit about Sri Lankan food, why don't you send them a Gifi and leave a note about what to order in your payment? Encourage your friends to try out that new fancy French cuisine at that new restaurant that you recently discovered and leave just enough money so that they can try out the French onion soup, which, by the way, was very delicious. You can even leave a Gifi without a clue. And the next time your friend checks in, they get a meaningful message from you with real money out of the blue. Eventually, imagine how businesses and major brands can benefit from Gifi. Your favorite restaurant down the street invites you and your girlfriend back for a complimentary dessert the next time you stop by, just as a way of thanking you for being a loyal customer. The bar that opens up 2 doors down for you invites you and 4 of your friends to come check it out, and they'll buy you your first round just for checking in. What a great way for businesses and to show their customers, and more importantly, their customers' friends, about how they think about loyalty, service, and hospitality. It really does feel nice to make someone feel special. And we are really excited, even more excited about the ways you guys all give Gifi. Can we switch back to the slides? Thank you. So Gifi is an iPhone application. It's available for everyone now in the Apple Store. We just released it. But before we finish up, we thought we'd kick off our official launch at TechCrunch Disrupt by playing a fun game with everyone. We're going to hide $2,500 at locations around the city. All you have to do is check in. Just friend us on Foursquare and follow us on Twitter if you want to participate. One lucky check-in wins $500. Come find us at the booth to learn more. Everybody, let's play Gifi. Thank you.
That was Gifi, everyone. I'm going to use it to make homeless people really work for their money. Like, oh, well, I'll send you a Gifi. Who wants to go first? Scoble, you're dying to.
Can you do any non-monetary things? For instance, Rackspace would love to leave $100 of cloud hosting out in the lobby for the first person here tomorrow morning. Can I do something like that?
Right now you can't, but sure, why not? Maybe Facebook credits in the future, too.
I'm adding to the drinking game every time Scoble mentions Rackspace, by the way. You know, he's actually wearing the Rackspace badge. It's kind of sad, but, you know, kudos.
I love it. It is amazing. Once again, you hit all the hot buttons. It's mobile payments, social, check-in, game mechanics. It's amazing. So I think it's terrific. I did miss, though, are you part of Venmo?
Yes, this is a company this is a product that was launched out of Venmo.
This is another product from Venmo?
Yeah, we wanted to showcase what you can do with our API and tie it into the way our payments work.
I'm a Venmo user, so I understand what that does.
You.
So
Great.
This is great. Love it.
So at Disrupt, you can pitch new companies, but also new products from existing companies, just in case anyone's confused.
I'm on the opposite side.
Why?
Well, OK, so first, I think one of the hardest things about shifting, I joined venture about 9 months ago from being a 2-time entrepreneur. And one of the hardest things when you do that is you shift from a bias of yes, every reaction to every idea is yes, we should do that. Yes, we should do that to help build our company, to the VC reaction, which is typically the best trade is no trade. So the best thing to say is no. So I'm coming a little bit from that point of view. But generally speaking, what I saw is that I think the hardest thing to create is a consumer habit. By far the hardest thing to create is a consumer habit. And I think there's going to be a huge lift to try to make this a real habit that's going to happen for a large group of people. In this space in general, you need huge volumes given the thin margins. So you really need this to be successful. Sure, you don't have to have the application to collect the payment, but at the same time, you're piggybacking on a service which doesn't itself have massive distribution like Foursquare. We all love it, but it's not a massive service with regard to the amount of distribution you have. So I just think if what I'm supposed to be judging up here is, would I put money into it? No, I wouldn't. Do I think it might increase the usage of Venmo to some degree? Sure. But that's kind of my take. I think it's just going to be tough to make this a real consumer habit.
Josh, shoot.
So I'm somewhere in the middle. I think you're onto something. I mean, the virtual gift card space is going to be a massive space. We're investors in Cardpool, and which is a take on that. And I think you're onto something big. I think that the clues and kind of making it into a game is distracting you from, what gets me excited about what you're doing, which is that you can crush the virtual gift card space in a way that I haven't seen anybody crush yet. I think that didn't really come out, but I think maybe that's I don't know if that's something you're thinking about. So I'd like, if you have a second to respond to that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We've certainly been thinking about the way gift certificates work now and how they may work in the future. And, you know, it's the kind of thing where you just start small, and we're going to see how our users use it. We've been testing it a little, and you know, you don't have to make it a game. So one of the things I mentioned is you can leave silent gifts. So I go to this restaurant, and I say, hey, look, I had this French onion soup. You know, my friend Cortina comes here all the time. I'm just going to leave him a gift, and I know he checks in here every other day. He's just going to discover this as he just pops in. So it's sort of the thing that we'll see how our early adopters take to it, and then, sure, we want to replace the way gift certificates work. Hello?
Yeah, can you add groups to it? Can I add all the people in this room, or do they all have to friend me in some way?
They have to be your friend on Foursquare, and you can choose.
A lot of them are.
I was going to say, fortunately, everyone in this room is your friend on Foursquare, so it's kind of fine.
They will be now.
I just wanted to kind of follow up on something that was said earlier, and I think you hinted at this in the presentation, but it didn't come out very clearly, so I just wanted to make sure I understood it correctly. Are you planning on giving some Gifis to merchants to give to their, what is the mayor of a given restaurant to distribute to their friends? The benefit of doing something like this is increasing virality, because you have to figure out the distribution game. But if you did that, and let's say I go to a restaurant I'm very partial to and I would like to do something with my friends, if the merchant gave me something to share with them, then you might get kind of the whole process kickstarted a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, initially we're not, asking merchants to, we treat the merchants just like users. There are a lot of early adopter merchants that have taken to what Foursquare is doing, and I think just friends alone will sort of create this virality, and people will be leaving gifts at Park in Rittenhouse, and then Park in Rittenhouse will discover this is a really cool way to attract all my other customers and potential new ones. So early on, I'm not sure if we're going to do that, but we may find a few to pilot.
There is an interesting lesson. The reason I'm asking this question is there is an interesting lesson from PayPal. To get this marketplace, if you were started, you need to increase the liquidity into the system. So early on, in the early days, PayPal gave $5, I believe, to everybody who would sign up, creating massive liquidity in the marketplace. So if there is a way for you guys to get that, both overcome user adoption and liquidity, using the merchant's economic interest to do that, might be something to explore.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe someone like AT&T, come in, check in, and we'll give you $50 off your first phone.
OK, we're out of time. That was Gifi.
Thank you.
OK, so if you've spotted the theme of this session,